All right, so we're gonna start this project with these really cute little pallets that I found at Dollar Tree. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to hot glue these two pieces together, and we'll let these sit just for a minute while it dries. All right, so now that this has been drying for a bit and it's all nice and secure, I'm gonna be taking this kind of cotton rope. I actually got this with a macrame set a while back, actually when I went thrifting, but you can get rope like this on Amazon. You can also go with like the blue and white nautical rope from Dollar Tree. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to flip this over and we are gonna go across the bottom here, and we're gonna pull the rope in between the sides of the pallet. You can flip it back over. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up and over two of these little pallet pieces. We're gonna tuck it in. And then from there, we are gonna come up to this part and pull the rope through. So you can see, I've got my rope here. You can secure this with hot glue. I don't feel like it's really necessary as long as you pull the rope tight. And from there, we are actually gonna take a little mason jar. I got this from Dollar Tree. And what we're gonna do is we are going to be gluing it to the pallet. So I'm gonna be putting mine like in the center, but just above the lower part of this pallet. You can also use E6000 for this. And if you are using Gorilla Glue for this, just know this is not going anywhere after you place it. It cures pretty quickly. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to cross the rope over the jar, and I'm gonna take a little bit of hot glue and I'm gonna go across the front of the jar. I wanna keep it nice and tight, lay it across, and then I'm actually gonna have this go back underneath the pallet and then go up two and then over. Now we're gonna do the same thing on this side, and then we are going to essentially cut. So we are going to make a knot, and then from there you are going to just make a cute little bow. And you can kind of cut the tails of the rope to whatever length you'd like. I'm just gonna do a little bit of hot glue here. Let it sit for a second, or preventing burning myself. All right, so now that this part is finished, we are gonna move on to our next step. Now, I was able to get sand from Dollar Tree. They have, you can get colorful bags, but they also have regular white, and that's what I'm gonna go with. So I don't wanna do too much because sand is actually quite heavy. See how little I put in there. So a couple other things that I want to put in my jar are some seashells. Now I had these seashells from another project. You can buy seashells on Amazon. You can also find seashells if you live by the beach. Obviously you can go and pick some up there, or if maybe you have some saved. I'm gonna put 3 of these seashells in the bottom of my jar. And then I was able to get some really cool, it almost looks like seaweed, and I want to bury them essentially into the sand. Now, because my fingers can't fit that far, I'm just gonna use my scissors to kind of push them into the sand. Okay, so now that this has been filled, we are going to be adding some flowers, and you can go any way with this. I've seen other talented creators use really colorful blue flowers. I'm using, these are actually from Dollar Tree. I didn't get them from my most recent trip. I've had them from a previous trip. And then I still have more pieces of the seaweed from the wreath that I purchased. What I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna be snipping off the backs, just the part that sticks out. I want these to kind of stick up and out over this direction. So I'm gonna start there and I'm gonna kind of work my way forward. So I'm gonna put hot glue on the pallet directly, and then I'm just gonna place my little seaweed pieces. So what I love about these types of projects is really, you can work with what you have, and you really can make it your own. So even if you like some of the things that I'm doing in this project, but there's some things you want to change, you totally can. So we're gonna start next with our middle piece. I'm gonna do some hot glue around the back. And I'm gonna place it right in the middle. And we're gonna do the same thing with the 2 flowers. We're gonna essentially be going on either side. All right, so now that my flowers and everything has been added to the top, see the pretty little arrangement we have going here. I actually was looking for a starfish when I was at Dollar Tree. I didn't realize I wasn't really gonna be able to find just a standalone starfish. So I actually ended up buying a nautical wreath. That is where these pieces of floral came from. But they also had these like foam starfish on them. And we are going to use hot glue on the back here. And I am going to glue it directly to the jar. And our final step in this process is getting essentially some fairy lights. All right, so I'm going to actually be putting all of these in the jar. All right, and we're gonna hide our wire behind our flowers, and we're gonna take it and pull it behind. And then from there, what we're gonna do, essentially what I wanna do is I'm gonna glue it. You can use command strips, like I said, or another way to make it stay. I don't really plan on using these fairy lights for anything else, so I'm gonna put that on the back and let that stay. All right, so now that this is all finished, we're gonna go hang this really cute nautical decor in my screen and porch, actually. It's gonna be really beautiful to add some ambiance to that outdoor space. So we will be back. And there you have it. Here is my cute Dollar Tree beachy candle holder decor with my cute little fairy lights. I really love this project and how it turned out. It looks really great on my outdoor screened-in porch. I hope you feel inspired to try this project. Thank you so much for watching Home Talk, and I will see you in the next one.